Hey there guys and girls, Manthieus here and welcome back to another video. So today it's time to talk a little bit more about the base legendary items, as Blizzard decided to put all of the numbers that we already knew, crunch them up in a blender and spit out a whole bunch of new information. For the most part it's good news, but realistically it's created a lot more confusion about a system that I thought we were finally getting to grips with. So today I hope to sort of clear up some of the questions that are going around that I'm getting asked very frequently on stream, and hopefully give you guys a little bit more information about exactly how you can go about crafting the base legendary items. Now, for today's testing purpose, I'm going to be using tailoring, but of course this is going to apply to blacksmiths, jewel crafters, and leather workers, as all of those professions have the ability to create the base legendary items. I'm going to do a quick TLDR, 30 seconds, just for those that maybe want to catch up with how the system works. So you firstly need to get your profession maxed out. So that's going to be skill 100 out of 100 for tailoring, or whatever the max skill is for the other professions. Once you've done that, you also need to ding 60. That's very important. You can't actually even gain access to the base legendary patterns before you ding 60. But once you do, you head over to the rune carver. He'll give you the quest to go back to your main profession trainer, which will be this dude, for tailoring in Oribos. This will all make a lot of sense very quickly and early on to you. And realistically, if you ding 60, you'll probably do this by accident. Once you've got access to the base legendary items, you'll see them in your list here. And as a tailor, we have 9 of them. Most other professions have 8, but tailors have access to craft the cape, which is cool and a big possibility for making gold, as a lot of people might want to replace their legendary cloak with a legendary cloak. So what we did for the last couple of days on stream is we did a bit of testing. We were playing around with these, we were leveling them up, we were seeing how many we need to craft, and just basically doing a whole bunch of testing. Now, base legendary items are very similar to the ranking system that we had for a lot of patterns back in BFA, but it's kind of on acid. Instead of just having rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 for the pattern, we now actually have this weird and wonderful experience bar. We have to gain experience crafting these items. And as you know, as we go into Shadowlands, there's going to be 4 ranks of base legendary item. The higher the rank of the base legendary item, the better the stats will be on it, or the better the potential stats will be when you turn it into a legendary. If you want to know a little bit more about the actual crafting of the final legendary item, I'll leave a link down below to a good video on that one. But you'll see here, for example, if you hover over the tooltip, you'll see the rank 1 is going to create an item level 175. Really? They've changed that. Tooltip's wrong. They now create item level 190. Bugs, hey? This is still beta, to be fair, but of course, let's keep going. You create a single base level item, and every rank that this increases by is going to be slightly better, slightly more powerful, and more sought after by especially progression based raiders. So let's look at the cape, for example. We did a bit of testing on stream, we crafted a whole bunch of these up, and we determined that actually you need to craft a whole bunch of them. You'll see here you get an experience earned. It's now set that so you gain 5 experience for every rank 1 you create, and you have to get 75 experience to unlock rank 2. So quick maths on that, we now need to craft 15 rank 1 base legendary items. For anybody that's been keeping up with the beta and how this has been playing out, you'll actually know that it started off way back earlier in the beta being 20 that we have to craft. People kicked up a bit of a stink and very quickly realised that that was going to be mad level expensive. Blizzard dropped it all the way down to 10. They've now done a bit of a repass on some of the tuning and it's gone back up to 15. The numbers are going to be a little bit weird, but in simple terms, you need to craft the items to fill your experience bar, and then you'll get access to craft the next one. If we look at the cape, we managed to do this on stream today. We managed to put together the materials to craft 15 rank 1 capes, and we unlocked rank 2. What did we find when we unlocked rank 2? Well, we found that you need 10 experience. You gain 10 experience for crafting each rank 2 item. But weirdly, we still need 75 experience to get to rank 3. There is a very, very strong likelihood that this is going to balance. Blizzard are going to go back into this again and do some tweaks and changes, because it seems very unlikely that they're going to give you an uneven number. But what we did determine that could be quite advantageous for you out there to be aware of is that even if you at this point craft a rank 1 cape, you will still gain 5 experience points for that cape. So what does this realistically mean from a goblin point of view? It means that if the rank 1 base legendary items are selling like absolute hotcakes in the first week, which there's a very good likelihood that they will, you can continue to craft those if they are continuing to sell and you're making good profit on them. And each and every time you do craft one, you will be gaining some experience to get you closer to that next rank. Now, in theory, what most goblins are going to want to do is craft the most optimal number of items to get to rank 4 as effectively as possible. Now, we still haven't got those exact numbers. Those numbers will come in time. I need to gain myself a whole metric ton more materials to be able to do this, to fully give you exact numbers. But some of you guys will be aware I have a Shadowlands cheat sheet that I offer out to people, so that once I've gained this information, you can have access to it straight away. I'll introduce that to you very quickly here. I'm trying to get it up to date as quick as I can for the new changes that are in place. So if you do check this out right now, just be aware that not all of it is quite complete yet, but bookmark the URL, it's yours to use. It's very simple to use. I've been updating the tailoring one today. All you need to do is to save a copy of this locally. You go to File, make a copy, and you can keep a copy for yourself. And then all you have to do is input the prices for your materials. Now, a Boreal Shard has had a quite significant change. For any of you that are aware of a Boreal Shard, you would probably have the figure of 1,000 gold in your head. This is also one of the things that changed a couple of days but didn't make it into a patch note, so it's kind of slipped in under the radar. Which also means that when people looked at the patch notes, they fell about crying as they thought everything had exploded in price. Not necessarily the case. Boreal Shards used to be 1,000 gold. They used to just come from a vendor. They're now still only from a vendor, but they're now only 125 gold each. So things balance out quite nicely. But as you can see in this sheet, what I've done is I've split it down between the different crafts. So your braces and capes, the crafting cost, and how many of whatever it is that you need to craft. And it gives you a nice little total of exactly how much it's going to cost you to get that one item to rank 4. And what this sheet will do is try and give you the most optimal path to do such. Like I said, it's still a work in progress, and it's still going to require a little bit of time on my part to get it sort of working perfectly. But you guys can have access to this. You can check it out yourselves and maybe even do some of the testing yourselves if you wish. What that does leave me to say, guys and girls, is that things are still changing with the professions. I'm doing my very best to keep things up to date, but if you really want to keep ahead of the game and make sure that you are fully in tune with all of the changes that happen, make sure you subscribe to the channel, since we live stream 5 days a week. We live stream here on YouTube. We don't live stream on Twitch. There's various reasons why, but we live stream here on YouTube. So hit the subscribe bell. Hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on, and you'll find out exactly when we go live, and you can catch this information as fresh as it comes. One final thing for me, guys, I do struggle greatly at the moment to get hold of enough materials to be able to do this testing on the beta. Some of the guys in the stream came forward strong today and was able to send me over some materials to aid in this adventure and to get this testing done. But for me to be able to level up the professions, test out how many crafts we need to get to the different ranks, for example, is proving to be more difficult than first thought. We get lots of cheat modes enabled on the beta, but one thing we don't get access to is unlimited amounts of free materials to test the professions. So if any of you have any spare materials and you play on the Torghast Realm and you have access to the beta, I would be very, very appreciative if you'd send me over some. Primarily, lightless silk. Doesn't need to be the enchanted version, but if you have the enchanted version, all the better. But any lightless silk that you have, I would love to take it off your hands, as realistically I imagine it's just taking up an inventory slot in your bags. But that's it for me, guys. I hope that's going to at least give you a little bit of an overview of exactly how the base legendary items are working, how they're looking out on the beta as it stands right now. And as I said, I'll keep you up to date with any changes, and that's the best I can do. So guys, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.